and then down, boom. If you're doing pulsing, this is the dumbest thing I've seen in my life. Really? Useless. Why? I'd like taking a dumbbell and doing this at the end. Right? Full range. Right? The success of your glutes getting worked is when they're in full flexion and full extension. I had to treat this like anything else. Now this is not much weight in here, but where this is gonna be significant, right? So if you have this thing sitting like on your like right here, for you women, it's probably sucked. And for men, probably useless as well too. So making sure that sits right in your waist, right? Now, when I'm in my position too, here's the issue we have. We have this. We have this right here. This pad here is great. This is actually a great machine, by the way. First of all, we have this. We have this stuff here and we have this. How many people do this? Right? This movement creates the most amount of hip and knee flexion. And then I'm in that, remember that position that we're gonna be in normally in every position, we're gonna be in this kind of this thing here. Everything's lowering, right? My torso is pulling this, right? I'm forcing if I was on a bar here, it'd be like this, right? Not this. And people don't do well doing this, right? So I'm here, and see my torso stays flat, and it goes down to here. And it goes to here. And it goes to here, right? Fully up. This is awesome. This is one of the better machines I've ever used, actually, to be honest. Because my glutes feel on fire right now. But if you look at my placement of my body, everything's aligned. It's not this, just doing this. So this going back down is gonna be me hinging, and my butt goes forward, and it goes back up here. Now, I'm also, again, grinding my feet, pulling them open, make sure my knees are aligned with my toes when I'm doing it. That's hard, and it feels great. So you guys need to do this. Here, get on. Make sure your knees are aligned with your toes. Push your back down a bit more. There you go. Now, when you lift, I want you to push into your heels and your toes, and push your entire body's gonna come up to the ceiling. There. And all the way down, up.
Your head's supposed to tilt up as you go up.
Yeah, you want your, like watch, see I want your head to follow back. There you go. And when it goes back down, it stays aligned. You push up.
Straight.
You feel that? Right? Remember, it's the same. This is when I was taught how to do these. I started these 12 years ago. Sorry, 15 years ago. And it was to help the top third of your deadlift, right? It was to keep this part strong. So if you weren't strong at deadlifting or squatting, and at the top of your squat, you were weak here, you would do from the floor. So how this should be done was actually done from the ground, from here. And then you were, right? And you see my back's flat. I don't need anybody forgetting me, that's fine. But that's how you're supposed to do it. Get as much flexion as you can, so the range of motion traveled, right? So I'm here, I'm at the top of my squat, and then right? So that's how it started. And then it became a booty workout, right? This came before the booty workout. Like what came before, the egg or the chicken? So when we go into the machines or onto a bar, we're still trying to maintain this part. It's the same thing. So that's why we need to maintain that same posture with our torso. Because it's the torso that's lifting all this, not just the glutes just doing this. And that's how you get leg problems. I mean back problems, something here with weight.
And then John, like some people lock out, some people don't. They're glutes. Some people just come up like this.
Oh yeah, lock.
But we tell them to actually.
Yeah, engage. And you're pushing like if I was going to coach this wrong, but overemphasize heel, right? I'm pushing through my heel. Still my toes on, but I'm pushing through here, which is forcing my glutes to squeeze, and then I'm holding weight here, and then down, boom. If you're doing pulsing, this is the dumbest thing I've seen in my life. Really? Useless. Why? I'd like taking a dumbbell and doing this at the end, right? full range, right? The success of your glutes getting worked is when they're in full flexion and full extension. That's why like kickbacks don't make any sense for when you do them the wrong way. Kickbacks, I started doing them to help with your running posture. So when you did kickback, it was in a proper run posture, full flexion and extension. It wasn't like this weird thing, because I'm not doing anything anymore, right? When I want my glutes to work, they need to be fully flexed, fully extended. My pelvis needs to turn over and turn back, right? Who's up next? You go ahead. So try and go as far down as possible. There you go. All the way down. Push. Right, see that? And you're bracing that mid part of your back is flat on there. That's perfect. And if you're looking at like, again, we're looking at like a rep range. You can make the rep range, here's the top of the range, the bottom range is when it touches. Fully touch, full extension. Do that 10 to 15 times or 15 to 20 times. You're gonna leave that with your butt on fire. How'd that feel? Pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't feel anything.
Yeah. Now she's shorter too. So like you see like the shorter you get, the less range you're getting because their legs are more spread apart, right? So your goal is to make sure that you're as far down as you can, like right to the edge. Not that far, but like, you know, like if you have to cheat there you go. Right, not all machines are made equal, right? Now from here, keep your core tight, your shoulders back there. Now push in, push up. And then control it down. And let your head look to the ceiling. There you go. Now when it comes down, follow the same way. Up, squeeze. Slow it down. Good. Now your full range of motion is gonna be all the way down. Touch, up. A lot of the reasons why people don't succeed is their setup is just, they'll get on the machine, they see someone else do it and they're like, oh, that's how you do it? And they click on this first and they're here and then they're like, okay. And they're doing this. So they're trying to do it good, but my setup should be, I'm locked in, I'm set. Now I'm set. Now just being in this position, see the weight's already up. Now I'm lifting, I'm successful from the start, right? So overemphasize setups. How you get into your piece of equipment will determine how good you will do with that exercise. If you get into a sloppy, it's gonna be very sloppy. And don't think about trying to correct it throughout the exercise. Because that's one thing you don't wanna do is correct your athlete throughout the exercise, right? Let them blow it and then come back and then tell them and then correct them. Maybe give them a couple cues throughout the set, a couple, you know? But if you're over cueing them when they're doing something wrong to start with, it's on you, number one. But then let them just finish. And then like, how'd that feel? Terrible. Okay, here's what we're gonna change. Let's put our feet back. Let's sit up here first. Let's put our heels first at the bottom. Set your feet up so they're straight. Lock in right away. Now, you know, once this is on, now let's get our chest up and core engaged. Now let's start. Right? And get them to do it with this. They don't need any weight in this thing right now. I can just do this on my own without any weight. All right, you got the movement down? Great. All right, now let's load it. Let's load the movement now, right? Bring them through the movement weightless. And then, right, because you'll see how good they're gonna be if they do it weightless. If they can't do this movement weightless, I wouldn't even be doing this. To be honest, if you want the best glute exercise there is squatting, right? It's a great glute movement, right? Goblet squats will do all of this. This is like, we're looking at like, you know, in terms of, you know, how many exercises do you need in a muscle group? And we're on a glute day, right? Well, glutes do a couple things. We're like, to do squats and then this and then RDLs, we've just done like 3 of almost the same movements, right? You can do this in like a hip and knee flexion, or, you know, say like a split squat and then this. And like you can probably do 5 hard sets on this and just be completely annihilated, and then do some kind of like goblet squat or squat movement and be done. And that'll be it for you, right? Be a perfectionist of minimalists. Like minimize the things that your clients gotta know how to do and overexhaust that resource and then put them into something, because it makes a progressive overload so much easier, right? I used to get like imposter syndrome, like, oh my God, I gotta show them a different exercise because I've been doing the same one for the last couple weeks. And it's like, they haven't learned how to do it properly yet, still, right? Until they're perfect at doing this, then we can kind of like add some more little intricacies to the sets. You can stick in this one exercise and you can do like rest, pause sets, mile match reps, drop sets on this thing and annihilate them in one movement and be perfectly fine. And then make them do like walking or reverse lunges. And they hate your guts and they love you at the same time, right?